Hello and welcome to another intermediate Matwork session. I'm very excited today because this is quite possibly the flattest ground I have found so far to actually teach on. So we are going to do all of the rolling exercises today. We're going to do seal and open leg rocker and all the other stuff, and it's going to be great. If you hear any like random mooing and stuff, don't worry, it's just because the cows are joining us today. They're just wandering around over there, so they might come over to say hello later on. So we're going to start off just doing a quick warm-up. We're going to smash through it all really quickly and then crack on with the main workout. So find yourself a seat and feet hips distance apart, knees bent, firmly planted against the ground. Just rest your hands on your shins, sit up nice and tall. Inhale through the nose, and as we exhale, articulate down. Head down towards the knees. Inhale, expanding through the back, get lots of air into your lungs, and exhale. Gently purse your lips, squeeze that air back out. Another deep breath, and squeezing in concentrically through the abdominal wall. Deep breath, last exhale, and as we inhale, come up, sitting nice and tall on our sit bones. Exhale, come forwards. Second time through, inhale. Lift the abdominals away from the thighs. Exhale. Feel yourself sink down into your sit bones. Inhale. Expanding the back out towards the sky. Exhale. Last inhale. Ribs out to the side, and as we exhale, sit up nice and tall. Take it all the way back. Lie down onto the mat, arms are relaxed. Find your neutral, hips are pointing up towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Come down to imprint. Push your lower back towards the mat. Inhale, rock back into neutral. And exhale. Feel yourself melt into the ground. Inhale, back to neutral. Create that little gap. Feel that rib connection through the abdominals. Exhale, use it to pull the pelvis towards you. Close down the gap. Inhale. Open it up, and now we're going to go straight into hip roll. So as we exhale, into imprint, and then keep rolling through, push the knees away. Inhale and hold, exhale, roll it back down. I'm actually going to bring my feet a little bit closer, they're a little bit too far apart. Inhale, exhale, rolling through imprint, push the knees away from you, come up onto your shoulder blades. Inhale, hold. Exhale, sink into the mat, all the way into imprint, back into neutral. One last time. Inhale, hold. Exhale, roll through imprint. Send the knees away in a nice arc. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Legs should be nice and relaxed, so you're just using the lower back muscles to hold. Exhale, roll it down, back into the mat. Come across, spinal rotation. One arm lying down, other hand on top. Nice straight line through the body. Inhale and lift, exhale, roll it back. Now take a nice deep breath here. Expand through the chest. And I always find when I'm doing this exercise that the tension through your chest muscles kind of prevents you from opening all the way. You'll reach this stretching point that you'll feel through the bicep, and your body won't want to allow you to go any further. We're going to take a nice exhale here, all the way back to the beginning. And now as we go through it again, I want you to really focus on using your breathing to relax the body down. So feel that stretch through the bicep, and you'll probably feel a little bit off center here. Take a nice deep inhale. And now as we exhale, sink down, melt into the mat, and try and feel that arm just melt towards the floor. Really try and flatten yourself out as much as you can. Inhale, hold, exhale, all the way back to the beginning. Switch over to the other side. Knees 90 degrees, and then your body's down the mat. Hands are together, rest the head. Inhale, point the fingers up towards the sky. Exhale, roll it back. Feel that stretch through the bicep. Take a nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, sink down, relax the chest, let that tension out, let the shoulder sink into the mat. Inhale, hold, exhale, close it back together. And try and get both of these arms moving at the same time. Not that this one does move, but you know what I mean. Get the angle to close at the same time. Inhale, lift, roll back. Nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, this back hand here sinks towards the mat. Open up the spine, relaxing the shoulder blades, and feel that stretch all the way up the spine as you're pulling it apart, twisting, and as we exhale, bring it back in together. Bring the arms in, roll onto your back, knees pointing up towards the sky, fingers pointing up towards the sky. Inhale, thrust them up, exhale, bring them back to neutral, and up, and back and together. So arms stay parallel, palms stay parallel, and all we're doing is just sliding and gliding the shoulder blades forwards and backwards. And now we're going to inhale, send the arms all the way back above the head, exhale, sweep them around, and inhale, and exhale. So we're still in neutral here, pelvis is gently engaged, holding ourselves up with our rib connection. As we reach back overhead, we're not allowing those ribs to pop out. You're probably going to feel that as you sweep the arms along the ground, you'll be able to get your arms down this far in this position, but as they come round, you kind of hit almost like a bump, like a speed bump in the road. And what I want you to do when you hit one of those bumps is just stop, wiggle the shoulders around a bit, and then just gently push yourself over the bump. And it's just little tight muscle fibers here and there that are just inhibiting that nice smooth motion. So we're just gently stretching them off by finding them as and when, and then just gently bringing the arms past them. And if you're really struggling, just reduce the range of motion, so don't bring your arms back as far, and then just keep the hands slightly higher up off the ground. That'll make those bumps a little bit smaller and a little bit easier to get over. And as you find yourself going over them more easily, just let the arms come a little bit lower down again, and a little bit lower down until you can get your hands brushing along the grass. One more here. Bring the arms together. Now just shrug the shoulders up. Exhale. Push them back down again. And up. And down. One more. Down. And now as we inhale, just flexing the head and bring it back to neutral. Chin comes down. Oh, here we go. Chin comes down and head comes back up. So you're taking that little knobbly bit at the back of your head. You're just going to push the mat, push your head along the mat, and then bring it back to neutral. Okay, so we're going to start off with spinal rotation. My mat's so disgusting now. They've licked it. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall on our sit bones. Take your legs out to about a hip's distance apart and bring your arms up like you're hugging a beach ball for spinal rotation. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, sit tall, and then as we exhale we're going to come back. But today what I want you to do is draw the arm back like you're drawing back on a bow. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, draw this arm back. Inhale, sit tall. Don't lick my feet. And come back. So you want to focus on, same as spinal rotation for the spine twist, you want to focus on lengthening as we come back now. So normally it's this feeling of shrinking down, like you're wringing out a wet flannel. But as we bring this arm back, what I want you to think about is sitting even taller. And then as you come back to center, round out the arms, draw the arm back. So you're thinking about sitting up as tall as you can, stretching out the spine, and you're focusing on stretching out the scapula. So you're really compressing these rhomboid muscles at the back here. Okay, we're going to do one more on each side, and then rest the arms down there. Okay, come down to a seated position. You're going to bring one leg up, tabletop, then the other, and we're going to do a single leg stretch. Put your hands on either side of your knees, and you're going to have to get your head out of the way. Bring your arms out to a diagonal, sorry, legs out to a diagonal. This is very distracting. And then you're going to bring... Still trying to lick my feet. Bring one knee in. Bring one knee in and then slide the opposite hand down to your foot. You're going to inhale, and as you exhale, switch. So inhale, exhale. Every time you switch legs, you're using the hands to guide the knee in, sending the other foot out. Nice and graceful nod out. Stop licking the camera. I knew this was a mistake. I shouldn't have set up here. But I thought they were like half a mile away. They find you. They always find you. Keep it going. We're going to do one more on each side. Bring both knees in. Nice deep inhale. We're going to go straight into a double leg stretch now. So as you exhale, send hands and feet away together. Inhale, bring it back in. So take off your top hat. I'm going to end up kicking you in the head if you're not careful. And back in. And back in. I think they want my salty sweat off my feet. So gross. Oh, little baby one. And rest them down. And lower the head. Straight into shoulder bridge. So find yourself a nice neutral position. Bring your heels a little bit closer to your sit bones than you had them before. Take a nice deep inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to push the hips straight up towards the ceiling, maintaining neutral. And then inhale, lift, exhale, flex down, inhale, lift, place the toes down, and repeat. Keep that going, flexing and pointing. And you'll notice that as the foot comes down, the pelvis is going to want to tip to one side. Your job is to just prevent that from happening. So keep lowering, lifting the leg as much as you can, while maintaining that nice even pelvis. Just got to make sure that I'm not going to kick a cow in the head. And then gently place the toes down. Obviously you want to be keeping your head down on the mat. Hopefully you don't have any animals running around your feet you need to worry about kicking. Place that foot down, lower the pelvis. Flip yourself over, so you're lying in a prone position. Place your hands down on the mat, feet pointed down. We're going to do breaststroke. Normally you would be lying on the mat properly, but they've covered this end in saliva. I need to lie this way because otherwise they're trying to lick my feet. So you've got your nose hovering a couple of inches away from the mat. You're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, thrust the arms away from you. And then as you inhale and bring them around, extend the head up. Exhale, push forwards. Inhale, sweep round. Exhale, push forwards. So you're using your lower back muscles to pull yourself up away from the mat, and you're using the rectus abdominis muscles to push up and away to complement it. So as your hands come forwards, you're going to lengthen the neck, stretch out. As your hands sweep round, you're going to extend the neck, reach the head forwards, like you're trying to shine a light on your chest forwards. One more there. And then come forwards and lower it down. Push straight back into a shell stretch. Back into a shell stretch. Breathe in, lift back up. On every breath, try and expand more away from your thighs. And then when you're ready, on a nice big inhale, sit up nice and tall. Okay, come down into a seated position, into open leg rocker. So you're going to hold on to the backs of your thighs, or if you're extremely flexible, bring your legs up diagonally and hold on to your ankles. I'm going to have a go at the ankles one, and then if I can't do it, which I probably won't be able to, we'll go through some of the easier modifications. So sit up nice and tall, hold your legs wherever feels good. So you want to be in this J curve, where your upper back is nice and straight, and then you're curving through the base of your back. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, come up and forwards. And up, which I can't do. So if you're managing that one, keep on going. If you're struggling, this is one of the ones where you can use your legs to throw yourself back a little bit. So hold the back of your thighs, bend the knees, and then as you go back, extend the legs. As you come up, bend them again. So inhale, exhale, keep that going. And if you don't have the flexibility in your knees to do that, you can keep your legs bent throughout. But just try and keep them firm, so whatever you're doing, the movement is controlled. And the most important thing is to come into the C curve as you go down, and as you come back up, sit tall. We're going to do one more. Sit tall, rest the head. Rest the head, rest the legs there. Come down into a side lying position, and you want to be sort of towards the back of the mat a little bit, and you're going to place this hand underneath your head. We're going to do Sidekick, so bring this leg out so it's parallel to the ground, and make sure that you're in a neutral position so your obliques are just up off the mat, little distance in between. You're going to inhale and come forwards, and then as you exhale, sweep back, pointing the toes. Inhale, come forwards, exhale, sweep back. Now we're going to get a little pulse in there. 1, 2 forwards, sweep it back nice and slow. So it's a stable breathing pattern still. It's nice long exhale. So you're breathing in, try not to pulse with your breathing, just pulse with the leg, and make sure that you're maintaining a neutral position with that pelvis. We're going to do one more, and then bring the knees together, switch it over. So lie towards the back of your mat, knees are forward, foot extended, support with the other hand, come forwards, and then sweep back. Cow looking at the camera, leave it alone, go away. Okay, come forwards and then sweep it back as far as you can without disturbing this pelvis. Now get those little pulses in. 1, 2, sweep back. 1, 2, sweep it back. Nice deep inhales, and then nice long exhales. So fill your lungs with air as much as you can, and then as you sweep it back, push all of that air out of you. Okay, let's try this again without the cows constantly knocking over the camera. So we're going to do a double leg kick. Lie down, prone position. So your feet are out at the width of the mat, and then you're going to have your hands on your lower back with your scapula stabilised. Nose is hovering just above the mat. Take a nice deep inhale. Sorry, that's wrong. Head's going to be on one side. So take a nice deep inhale, then as you exhale, kick twice. As the legs extend out and away, hands come out, aeroplane pose, and then head goes to the other side. 1, 2, inhale, aeroplane, 1, 2. Keep that going. So as you come up, you're coming up into this banana position, squeezing with the glutes, lifting the knees up away from the mat. Scapula are stabilized throughout. You're extending your hands and legs away from you, gently pointing, and then as you kick, you're trying to prevent yourself from wobbling around on the mat. So use the core, your core stability, hold yourself in place. 2 firm kicks without kind of shuffling up and down the mat like this. And then extend away, 2 kicks, extend away, 2 kicks. 1 more. Oh wait, no, 1 more after this. Even ourselves out, start where we finished, or finish where we started, and then come down. Come back into a shell stretch. Nice deep breaths. Pull your abdominal muscles away from your thighs, create that space, and then on a nice deep inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then to take a little break halfway through, we're going to bring our feet out in front of us, sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. Inhale, then as you exhale, reach forwards towards your ankles. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, reach out. So you're articulating 1 vertebra at a time, stretching the crown of your head down towards your feet, sitting up nice and tall again. Sit tall there, and rest. And now from here, lie down on your back, stretch out long and thin like a pencil, and then we're going to bring the legs up to tabletop and away from us on a diagonal. So this is kind of like the roll up with the arms. You're going to inhale, peel up, sit tall, exhale, come back. So this is our teaser. Inhale, up, and down again. So as the arms come up, you're tracing the line of your legs and then sweeping up overhead as you sit tall and then coming back down. So you're rolling up into this C curve, sitting up tall into a J curve at the top, balancing and then articulating down. We're going to do 1 more. Bring the arms down, bring the knees in, lower the legs. And now flip it over, Swan Dive. So for this one, we're going to have our feet out at the full width of the mat. Hands are going to be either side of our shoulders. We're going to come up into full extension. So you're going to form this banana shape with your body, and you're going to tense through the glutes. Inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to lower ourselves down, and we're going to roll forwards, and then you're going to rock back using the arms to assist you up. Exhale forwards, come down, hover the nose, inhale, rock back up. So it's this slow, gentle rock, maintaining scapular stability throughout, pushing up and away from the mat, lowering yourself down, lifting the feet. So make sure you're maintaining the length through the neck throughout this exercise. So you're not cranking the head back as you come up. You're maintaining the curve through the entire body, and you're using the breath and the arms to maneuver yourself forwards and backwards. Come up here and then come back into a shell again. Take a few deep, good breaths here, just to stretch out those back extensors. And then whenever you're ready, nice deep inhale and come back up to a seated position. Now from here, send the hands forwards. We're going to do leg pull front. So get yourself into a good kind of plank position. Lift yourself up, stabilize the scapula. Now the movement is leg lifts, body goes back, come forwards and down. And each one of those movements, each of those 4 is an inhale or an exhale. So you're essentially just alternating. So just get the breath flowing. So it should be, so you inhale on the way up, and then it's just alternating breath, forwards and backwards, leg goes up and down. try and keep the hands firmly underneath the shoulders and try and keep the elbows nice and soft. So you're not straightening out, and avoid allowing the hands to come forward. This makes it easier, but it also drives the hips up into the air. So keep your shoulders over your hands so that your chest and back actually have to work a little bit. Lift, shuttle backwards, come forwards, place the foot down. Keep that going. Alternating feet. And then once you're even on each side, come to a rest there. Come back into a seated position, and now we're going to do hip twist, which is a new one, we haven't done it before. So the gold standard for this exercise is that your arms are back behind you straight, and then your legs are up in front. I really struggle with that one. I can't get my hands behind me. If you can, that's great, and go for it. I'm going to do it resting on my elbows. So come back onto your elbows or your hands, legs come up in front, and then all we're going to do is circle both legs in one direction on a single breath, and then take them in the other direction on the second breath. So inhale, and then exhale. Inhale to complete. Other way. And back together. So keep that movement going, circling the legs. And it's a lot like one leg circle in that it doesn't really matter how big you can make the circle. What's important is that you are precise with the shape, so you keep it circular, and that your legs are doing the correct thing. So you want to keep them together and parallel throughout. So don't let them come apart, and don't let them slide around or move or come out of parallel. So they're together, nice and controlled, and you're trying to move the hips without disrupting the pelvis. So the legs are circling, but you're just moving through the hip joint without the whole pelvis rocking around to accommodate the motion. We'll do one more. And in the other direction, if you're uneven, and then bring the legs in and down. And now shuffle forwards a little bit, we're going to do seal. So you want to bring your knees up towards your chest, take your hands, slide them through, grab the outside of your feet, form your C curve with your spine, look in between your feet or down towards your heels, wherever they sit. And remember with this one, the higher up you bring your legs, the further back you'll go, the harder it is. The more you keep your feet down towards the ground at the start, the more you'll be inclined to come forward, so you won't go back as far. Makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to inhale, rock back, exhale, come up and balance. And then once you've got a feel for it, we're going to add in the seal bit of it. So as you go back, clap 3 times with your feet, and as you come up and balance, clap 3 times with your feet. So make sure you're not kicking with your legs, so you're not using the legs to throw yourself back and throw yourself forward. That's partly why you've got your hands here, because it locks them in place and prevents you from moving them too much. Try and get those 3 claps in before you start the return. So it's about holding your balance, but make sure you're not holding your breath. So the breath is flowing throughout, because you're using the breath to come forwards and backwards. Do one more. And pause it there. And now to finish off this workout, we're going to do the push-up. My head's going to get cut off, but you can still hear what I'm saying. So stand at one end of your mat with your feet about a hip's distance apart. Stand up nice and tall. So really try and focus here before we begin on finding your neutral from your head all the way down through your shoulders, neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Feet feel comfortable. Now as we inhale, articulate down so your hands go towards your feet, and then as we exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then inhale for 1, 2, 3, push back up. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, push back up. One more. push back up, and now 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand up nice and tall. We're going to do that once more. So inhale, articulate down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, push up, 1, 2, 3, push up, one more, 1, 2, 3, and back up to the top. So, I can only apologise for having to move halfway through there. I didn't expect the cows to be quite so interested in the camera. Hopefully that provided you with a little bit of entertainment though. And hopefully, even though it was a little bit haphazard and disrupted and all over the place, you still found that reasonably beneficial, and if not, at least enjoyable. Anyway, I hope to see you again next time, and drink lots of water.